This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today's 12/2/22, show number 444. What do the markets have in store for us today? Nick, the non-farm payroll report looks too good to be true.
Well, I got to say, I don't think it's that good, but it was better than expected, right? So we got that out at 8:30 this morning. The BLS says that we had 263,000 jobs added. The expectations were, I guess, just 200,000. So it was definitely better than expected. I have not heard anybody talk about seasonality hiring due to the holidays. So I'm sure that is probably why it was a little bit better than anticipated. But I'm not really in the camp that this was such a great report, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, I agree with you there. I mean, I don't believe it. And, that's first and foremost. I don't really believe the report because it's seasonally adjusted. They do all that stuff, right? And
there's so much manipulation goes into it, and how they even come up with these numbers, baffling. So I really have never been a fan of it. But, it is what it is, and sometimes it does move kids.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes for sure. And as far as where it's heading, well, all indications are the market is flagging, the job hiring market, and layoffs are on the upswing. So we'll see what next month has to bring. What's doing with oil? Looks like it's heading a little higher.
Yeah, oil's got a little bit of a bit to it, but I found it pretty interesting today. Earlier, I saw a report from Reuters. They were saying that OPEC Plus keep current output targets, but would not rule out more production in the future. And recently we had President Biden looking for oil production to be increased. But I like oil down here. I have to say, I think the chart looks pretty good. I might miss this first leg of the move, but I'm looking for a pattern to get in oil. I actually like oil down here at this level. And I have to say, by looking at these charts, the last 5 trading days, oil's been straight up. I mean, it gapped down, I believe, on the 28th of November, moving up steadily since. So oil's actually looking much better right now and has a lot of resistance around 90, sitting at around 80, 81 right now. It has some more room to run.
All right. And it looks like Henry Hub took a hit, though, huh? The nat gas.
Yes. Nat gas is pulling back. Remember, we talked about that the other day, that nat gas had hit upside objective here on a daily chart. So you're going to need to see some consolidation around this $6 area or a little bit higher. And nat gas can make another move. But right now, nat gas is on mode. I would just wait for the pattern to develop.
It's still up over 20% from last year. This time it was $4.90 per MCF.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Nat gas has had an incredible run. And even if you just go back, Harry, when I got involved in gas, people were laughing at me when I bought it around $5. And that was in, basically around October 21st, October 22nd. And, here we went up to $7.50. So it's a very, very tradable commodity, but it's not done by a long shot right now. It's just doing backing and filling as we speak.
Yeah, they call it the Widowmaker, and for good reason. It's a really tough market to play. Hey, so gold really spiked yesterday, as well as silver, and now it's pulling back a bit.
Yeah. Gold had a monster move yesterday. Silver as well. Silver has been on fire. I did, just full disclosure, I closed out my silver position yesterday. So it's been just a tremendous run. And I had to just take money off the table at this stage of the game. But I will be looking to put it back on shortly after a little bit of a correction or something, backing and filling. But gold, actually, the chart still looks good, even though it's getting walloped a little, down 1%. I still think gold head higher because it has what we call an ABC or zigzag pattern, and that usually indicates a higher price to go for gold. So gold might have a little more in this run before it's over.
All right. Well, I find it really interesting, the bounce that it's taken, and seemingly out of nowhere with a very bearish Fed pronouncement yesterday or the other day.
Yeah, well, what happened was, when Powell signaled to the market that he would pivot as far as raising interest rate aggressively, and that's all he did. People forget that there's still quantitative tightening going on. He's still removing or selling $95 billion a month worth of U.S. Treasuries and mortgage-backed securities. He's still basically raising rates. It's not like he's, doing cuts here. The market seemed to like it, and that, probably buys us some time into the Fed meeting, which will be in the middle of the month. But all of this stuff that he's done, you got to just watch the bond market. The bond market tells us everything to know. It's smarter than the stock market. So the bond market yesterday was really hammered. Yields really falling. 10-year yield was down about 15 bips. Today it's up 7 bips. So, again, the Fed is behind the curve. They need to catch up to where the 2-year Treasury note yield is. And, again, that yield, even as we speak, is still at that's at 4.37%. So, they're still not where they need to be. So they're definitely a little bit closer, but, they got a lot of work ahead of them.
Yeah, miles to go before they sleep. Hey, and of course, no report would be complete without a review of the erstwhile kleptocurrency or cryptocurrency. I mean, if you bought it at 67.7 and you're holding it now, you think it's a kleptocurrency. I guarantee you that, right? I mean, you lost 85% of your value there, 80 plus.
I don't even know what to say, Kerry. I just feel, terrible for people. But what I would say is to learn the charts. The charts told you that thing was way overdone. It was overcooked. And, markets have a way of baiting people in at the high. And then when they get down to the lows, it has a way of making them sell out. But I have news for everybody that's in this today. Bitcoin still got lower to go. This sell-off is not over.
Hey, and I'm going to toot our own horn here, Nick. You and I both called the top at 67.7, and it's followed course right from that moment on.
Yeah, it has. I mean, and the thing about it is that when you make kind of statements, a lot of people think they're going to happen instantly. These are processes, right? When that was November of 2021. And, here we are now in December 2022. So basically a year ago, and it takes time. And these patterns don't lie. They fulfill the objective that they're signaling. So Bitcoin, again, has to go sub 12,000 in my opinion. So even down here at these lows, I would still be very, very careful, even if somebody's looking to nibble in.
It can still go lower. One thing I've learned, as low as a price might be, it can always go lower.
That's right. And this one, this one has the chart pattern that says it is going to do that.
Yeah. So at your own risk, but we don't understand crypto. So what do we know, Nick? Right?
What do we know?
What do we know? What do we know? I mean, I wish I had called the. I wish we had called the up from 19,000, or actually when you and I started talking, it was like sub 10, and I wish we had called the upswing at 7 times higher, but it is what it is.
Well, again, Kerry, I'm still not a believer in crypto. I don't even know who invented it, where it came from, who designed the blockchain, nothing. So when I have something like that, I really just don't trust it. I don't do anything with it. The funny thing is, this was the currency that was going to be decentralized, right? Nobody was going to have any regulation over it. And now all you have is talking heads on TV begging for regulation. So, it just goes to show you how comical this thing is. Absolute joke. It's a charade.
A total joke. And look, it's just, it was a play on the dollar, right? When you get down to it.
Yeah, well, it was called the new gold, right? This is better than gold. This is the new gold. Gold has been around from, the beginning of the Bible, and it will be around till the end. So in my opinion, price metals are always the place where you really want to be, because it's real money, can't be printed by man.
Yeah, and we're going to see that confirmed, I would suspect, in the next 6 months or so, maybe sooner. But the move back to gold, when it does occur, is going to be momentous.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the precious metals is that they do a lot of backing and filling, and they have these starts and they have these fits. But even going back to recently, when I told people back a while ago where silver was going to put in a bottom, and I said silver probably, will bottom out at under $18, and then it's off to the races. Nobody believed it. And even gold right now, people think that the gold run is on, and this is it. This isn't even the big move for gold. This is just a bounce. So gold's to make another leg down, and then we'll see if anybody wants to pick it up at that stage of the game when it makes that next leg lower.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see that day arise. Hey, that's it for today. Make sure you go over to Nick's site, inthemoneystocks.com, see his latest hits. They've been coming fast and furious, nat gas, silver, and so many other different markets you've recently called. I mean, the stock market, you nailed that. Interest rates, you nailed that. The dollar. I mean, we're talking multiple markets here without any missed calls, Nick.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. And this is just, 30 years of playing with charts. And, again, I'm a student of the market. I'm always learning. And I'll be the first to tell you, I can be wrong from time to time. Nobody's ever perfect in this business. But I thank you, Kerry, for the nice words.
As we're all wrong oftentimes, but the key is to get out of your losing positions quickly and to keep your winning positions, maximize your profit. You're not going to get out at the top. Don't try to. Take your profit and run. And that's what you've been doing for many years. The Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz. Your emails are welcome, KL@kerrylutz.com. Don't hesitate to put your comments up on the YouTube channel. Nick, we will talk to you on Monday.
Sounds good, Kerry. Thank you.